I found myself grieving in the spirit when the Lord talked to me about him, because I felt as a Zimbabwean taking away my role as a minister, I am complicit in what God is complaining about, even though I have got a genuine excuse. I am not a politician, and Hopewell is not a politician. He's a Zimbabwean. The burden that he has towards the development of our country and the betterment of the lives of Zimbabwean people, and the genuineness of his heart, that he doesn't want to have a political office. It is not something that is of his own. God has put a burden in him. But I saw this man in a desert, and he was carrying a very, very big load on his shoulder. He was pulling a very long cart, which I could not see where it was ending. But I could see it was starting from him. You know those carts that are pulled by our vendors at Mbaremsika and in marketplaces. I saw them in Nairobi. I saw them in Addis Ababa. Even in India, they are there. That was the cart that Hopewell was pulling. It was very wide. It was very high. It was higher than his own height, more than 10 times his height. Mm-hmm. And he was pulling it alone. And nobody could see the end of that cart. It was in the desert. He was trying to pull it out of the desert. There are Zimbabweans who, when Hopewell is arrested, they send messages to criticize him for speaking things that build our country. Things which, if they are implemented by our president and his leadership, we can actually improve the welfare of our people. Our hospitals will be equipped, our nurses will be remunerated well, and our teachers, and our policemen, and our soldiers. We could have better roads. He is not asking to get a political office. He is not representing a political party. He has not opened or started a political party. He is speaking for the life of an ordinary Zimbabwean. It is the ordinary Zimbabwean who thinks he is a madman. People cannot speak out to say to our government, don't harass Hopewell. He's not a criminal. As a journalist, he has a right to expose weaknesses in government so that the government can improve. He's not seeking a regime change agenda. He's just speaking things that can build our country. God has sent me to tell you, as Zimbabwean, that this country of ours, on top of the cases that we have already, there is a new case coming because of Hopewell. Not because of me, no. Because of Hopewell, our country is going to carry a case. Now, I am speaking this prophecy to my government. If there is any piece, any part of their heart that still has a humanity in them, they should stop Hopewell. They should stop harassing Hopewell. These trumped up charges, this harassment, this intimidation, they should not do it anymore. If they don't stop, mark my words, among those people who are sent to break into his house, search him without a warrant, handcuff him, bundle him into a police van, beat him up, put him into a cell, drag him to court, denying him his rights, his constitutional rights, putting him into a prison that he doesn't deserve to be. The crimes that are alleged that he committed, they are criminal crimes, but his cases are handled by the anti-corruption. I have been sent by God to speak to everyone who is going to handle Hopewell from today onwards. That God is going to take you into a place of recognition. You are going to realize that there is God in heaven. If you don't, others are going to realize that there is God in heaven by observing what God is going to do on you. If there's anyone who is going to get information of who is involved in the incarceration of Hopewell, who is taking Hopewell to court, who is the judge denying Hopewell his rights, write down the names of those people. Keep them in your wardrobe. And after 3 years from now, come to me and tell me that nothing happened to all of them. I will not be a man of God. The Lord spoke to me about him, and he showed me something that is not pleasing to me about him. They are trying to tamper with his health so that he can die a slow death. I'm praying for him. Since the Lord started to talk to me about it, I am praying for him because the Lord asked me to pray for him. His life, as I talk to you right now, it is in danger. Because as I watched him moving, pulling that cart, I saw him starting to get tired. And I saw sweat coming out of him. And I saw tears coming out of his eyes. And I saw tears that are mixed with blood. And God said he's watching that blood falling into the ground. And that desert was in Zimbabwe. There is no desert in Zimbabwe. The sweat and the tears and the blood of Hopewell falling into the ground. The ground from where you and I stand. Go and ask Cain what God said to him about someone's blood. If God recognizes that someone is taking up God's mandate to another level, and one tries to stand in the way of that someone, that blood is going to speak to God. Where he is not going to be able to talk, his blood is going to talk to God. Where he is going to not be able to talk, his sweat shall talk to God on his behalf. His tears are talking to God when he is not going to be able to talk. There are only 3 people in this country since independence who had a pure heart towards the cause of the people. And that purity was from God. 2 of them are dead. Hopewell is the 3rd one that I saw. People that were not ministers of the gospel. People that God raised from the ordinary population to start to speak sense, to speak something that the whole nation must listen to. And yet when he speaks, he's like a madman. People criticize him, people fight him, people scold him, people insult him. The very people who are insulting him, today they are sick They can't be attended at hospitals. There's no hospital to attend them. There's no PPE. There's no COVID test kits. There's no hospital beds. There's no doctor. There's no nurse. There's no ventilator. There's no oxygen masks. There's nothing. The very same people who are fighting Hopewell, who is saying, if we stop corruption, we can build our country better. They are crying. Why are we not able to get treatment? Is this not what Hopewell is talking about? Why are you insulting him? I have never spoken to Hopewell my whole life. And as I speak to you right now, God knows I'm telling the truth. I have never met Hopewell my whole life. And God knows I'm telling the truth. I've never tried to call Hopewell my whole life. And God knows I'm telling the truth. But there's a new case coming upon us. If Hopewell dies in the hands of this man, the case that is coming upon our life, it will take more than 30 years to lift up. I may not be alive, but I'm telling you the truth. If Hopewell dies in the hands of our current leadership, there is a case that will not take us less than 30 years to lift it up, the whole country. If you have some regard for God, change your attitude towards Hopewell. I'm telling you. He is a hero that Zimbabwe has never seen. My advice to our leadership is that they should never see Hopewell as an enemy. He is one of the people that our president should have brought closer to him. A man that sees from an outsider's perspective. A man who has no personal interest in our politics. Who can give free advice, which can actually build our country. He has been persecuted for too long. But I have also a special prophecy to our judiciary. I don't know why God is so focused on our judiciary these days. I am seeing a judge who is going to be permanently incapacitated from his work because of Hopewell. Is he a magistrate? Is he a high court judge? Is he a Supreme Court judge? Is he a constitutional court judge? Chiwenga doesn't know. But I'm coming from the presence of the Lord. I'm not asking you to believe what I'm saying. I told you that other day that when prophecy is given, it is not meant to be agreed with. If I give a prophecy that on Saturday the sun will black out for an hour, even if you say it will not happen, in your denial, it will happen. If I am coming from the presence of God. Rekai nzokoro dzineshona munguva diki. Ndakaona Hopewell ari mugwenga achidikitira akaremerwa nemutoro wanga uri mumusoro make nemafudzi ake. Achidhonza chikochikari changa chakareba kudarika urefu hwake kagumi. Aine ngoro yanga yakapamhama zvingasvike kuma 20 meters wide. Yakareba zvokuti ina handina kugona kuona kwayakagumira, but I could see with my eyes a radius of more than 6 kilometers. Aidhonza ngoro iyoyo asi yanga isina chinhu. asi yairamba kufamba mamuri mujeshi ine mavhiri esimbi. Ishe akanditi, murume uyu iye Mwari haasi kufara nezvaari kuitwa. Kune vanhu vachachererwa nekuda kwaHopewell Chiwenga. Mwari haasi kufara nezviri kuitwa nevana veZimbabwe, kushayiwa hanya nebasa riri kuitwa naHopewell Chiwenga. Hopewell Chiwenga haana kutanga musangano unopikisa hurumende. Haasi kuda kuita president kana kuita MP. Zvinhu zviri kutaurwa naHopewell Chiwenga zvinhu zvinobhenefita vanhu vese veZimbabwe. Pfungwa yakapinda muna Hopewell Chiwenga yakabva kuna Mwari. Muchimuona akadaro Hopewell Chiwenga muranda waMwari. Akaiswa kunyika kuti arunge nyika, agotaura izwi achiratidza vanhu zvisi kuonekwa navanhu, zviri kukanganisa vanhu, vachichema kuna Mwari kuti Mwari tibatsireiwo nyika yedu inake. Mwari akatuma Hopewell kuti zvinhu zvamuri kuchema kwandiri hazvina ini, zviri mumaoko menyu, nekusatendeka, nekusavimbika, nekusaita basa ramakanzi muite, neutariri hwakatendeka kuna Mwari muridzi wenyika. Shungu dziri muna Hopewell ndedzaMwari, dzakaiswa maari naMwari. Vanhu vanomutuka kana achitaura zvinhu zviri kukanganiswa zvinogona kugadziriswa nenyika, nyika ikaita zvakanaka, zvipatara zvikashanda, manesi nemadhokita vakatambira mari inobatsira upenyu hwavo nevana vavo nemhuri dzavo. Maticha akadzidzisa vana vedu achiwana mari inovakwanira kuita zvavanoda. Mapurisa nemasoja vawana maresources, marodzi ogadzirwa. Ndo zviri kutaurwa naHopewell. Munomutukirei? Hopewell haana kumboti ndipei chigaro muhurumende. Hopewell haana kumboti ndipei mari. Hopewell haana kumboti ndoda kubvisa vamunangagwa pachigaro. Ari kuti vari munangagwa ngavabvise corruption muhurumende. Muri kushungurudzirei Hopewell Chiwenga? Izvi zvandiri kutaura zvabva kuna Mwari. Handisi kutarisira kuti muzvitende. Ndiri kutaura kuti kana zvaitika musazoti hazvina kutaurwa, zvangoitika. Kune vanhu vakuru vachachererwa kana vakasarega kuramba vachishungurudza Hopewell. Vana veZimbabwe, munhu wamaifanira kuona kuti ndewenyu ndiHopewell Chiwenga. Zviri kutaurwa naHopewell zvikagadziriswa, vanhu veZANU neveMDC nevamwe vanhu vanosapota mamwe mapato akasiyana siyana vese vanobhenefita. Zviri wrong kuti vanhu vadivide vachinzi ava ndevebato rakati, ava ndevebato rokati. Bato ndiro rinofanira kuita revanhu, kwete kuti vanhu vaite vebato. Vanhu vana veZimbabwe. Hakuna chipatara chinorapwa veZANU nechimwe chipatara chinorapwa veMDC. Chinotitadzisa kubatana chi? Kuti taura zvinhu zvinovaka nyika yedu. Zvemusangano zvine basa rei? Takazvarwa nemusangano here? Takaendeswa kuchikoro nemusangano here? Hausi mwana weZimbabwe. Takaona Hopewell aneta ava kukweva makumbo, achiburitsa dikita nemisodzi, asi misodzi yake yange yakasangana neropa. Isha akanditi pane kurangana kuripo pakati pevanogara munzvimbo dzakakwirira kuti vamisire poison mumuviri wake agofa zvishoma nezvishoma. Ndizvo zvinhu zvakandichemedza izvozvo. Nekuti Isha akati kana zvinhu izvozvo zvikaitika, nyika yedu yeZimbabwe ichatakura chimwe chituko chakakura kudarika chatiinacho, chisingazogona kubviswa kunze kwekutenge makore 30 apfuura nekuda kwemunhu 1. Shaka ndiratidza kuti kubva nyika ino ichiwana kuzvitonga kuzere kusvikira nhasi, makamutswa vanhu vatatu vane mwoyo wakachena wekuda kubatsira vanhu veZimbabwe munyika muno. 2 vavo vakafa, 1 asara ndiHopewell Chiwenga. Tiri kutaura vanhu vari kunyika, vari kutaura nyaya dzenyika dzinovaka nyika, kwete vanhu vari kuchechi. He is a man with a pure heart. He is a man with a clean heart. He is not a man with a personal motive to line his pockets and become one of the political elites. No, it's not like that. Tinoda kupedzesa ndichiti pakati pevanhu vari kubata Hopewell Chingono, vanomusunga, vanomuvharira, vanomurova, vanomupazira imba, vanomutonga mudare redzimhosva. Kana paina anoziva vanhu ava mazita avo vese, nyora pasi. Vakaramba vachiita zvavari kumuita izvi, kubva nhasi kusvika 3 years ticharasikirwa nevakawanda vavo pakati avo. Ndaona mutongi mudare redzimhosva achitanga kuregera kutonga kuita basa rake, abatwa nedenda rinomutadzisa kuita basa kweupenyu hwake hwese. Mwari haasi kufara. Ini ndinonzi Talent Farai Chiwenga, ndiri kutaura ndabva kuna Mwari. Kana ndisina kunzwa Mwari zvichaonekwa, kana ndanzwa Mwari zvichaonekwa. Mwari akuitirei zvakanaka. Tasvika pakupera kwesevhisi yedu.